Welcome to CAD with Mr. Hugh, your favorite math channel. In today's video, we have an interesting math application video for you. So in today's video, we'll be looking at how to add fractions with unlike denominators. Now, the steps are highlighted in blue. So step 1, we need a common denominator. Step 2, then we'll calculate, and then step 3, we'll simplify the answer that we get if it can be simplified. All right. Now, the first thing I want to remind you is that the term denominator refers to the number that is at the bottom, and the numerator refers to the number that is at the top. So again, the top number is the numerator and the bottom number is the denominator. And what we're doing today, we're adding two fractions where the denominators, and here I have question 1, we have a 5 as a denominator and a 4, so they are unlike, right? So I'm going to show you an example of like denominators. So the only way that we can add the fractions is if we have like denominators. And the question that is presented for question 1 and question 2, the denominators are different. So here we have 1 upon 5 and over here we have 3 upon 4. So the denominator for question 1 is 5 and 4. Likewise, in question 2, the denominator is 7 and 3 over this side, right? All right, so let me give you an example. So again, to add fractions, the denominators need to be the same. They need to be like denominators. All right, so let me show you an example. So for example, if I have 3 and 4 plus 7 and 4, we can add these because the first rule is to add fractions. You need a common denominator. So what we can do, we can add in this case 7 plus 3 is 10. Yes, and we carry the 4 over. Okay, we could also, so this would be the answer there. And also we could do it this way too. We could say 3 upon 4 plus 7 upon 4. You could work it out like this. So you could say the common factor for, we have the 4, so the 4 will be here, right? So 4 into 4 is 1. We're going to put the plus sign here. 4 into 4 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Yes. 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 4 is 1. 1 times 7 is 7. Yes. And this answer is the same answer. We get 10 upon 4. Right? But once you have it like this, you with the denominator being the same, which are like, yes, then you could just add the top numbers and just bring over the 4. Now, you cannot add the two denominators to get 8 here to be incorrect, because in math, as you know, there's something called order of operations, and the order of operations is you multiply, then divide, then you add, and then you subtract. So you have to multiply first, then you divide, then you add, then you subtract. If you don't follow this sequence when you're doing a mathematical calculation, you're going to get the incorrect answer. So let me show you why now. If you this is really a division, 3 upon 4, that's a division, and 7 upon 4, that's a division. So if you add, like add it and get incorrectly, 10 upon 8, which is incorrect, right? It will be incorrect because this is a division, and what you'll be doing, you'll be adding before you divide, right? So you cannot add the denominator. You just have to carry it down straight. So this one it would be correct, and this one will be incorrect, right? So I'm just showing you that you cannot add the denominators, okay? So this would be a plus. This is a division, right? So this is really a division. All right, so coming back to the meat of the matter now. All right, so remember we have established that in order to add fractions, the denominators have to be like, they have to be the same. Just like we have 4 here and 4 here. Okay. In question 1 now, we have 1 upon 5 plus 3 upon 4. Yes? Now, see, I set out what we need here. We need like denominators. And here we have a 5 is not the same as a 4. Right? So what we have to do then, we have to make sure that the denominator is the same in order to add them, right? Okay, so looking at question 1, we have 1 divided 1 upon 5 plus 3 upon 4, right? Now we want to add these two fractions, right? But the denominator here is a 5 and the denominator here is a 4. And as we established at the beginning of the video, then in order to add them, these need to be the same. So we need to either have a 5 here or a 4 there. So what we can do, we can find the common denominator by obtaining the least common multiple for the denominator. So what do I mean by this? All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to write out the list of multiples starting with 5. So we're going to write, I have space down here, so I'm going to write it down here. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a line to separate. Good. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to write out the multiples for 5, right? So we're going to write for 5. So for 5, the first multiple of 5 would be 5. 5 times 1 is 5, comma. 2 times 5 is 10. We're going to write out 4 multiples, all right? 3 times 5 is 15 from your timetable. 15. 4 fives is 20. Agree? Hope you're following along. All right? Now, there are two ways to work it, but I'm showing you the way I'm using the least common multiple for denominators, okay? So there's another way you could multiply 5 by 4, but I'm showing you the least common multiple method. All right, so we have a 4 here, so I'm going to write multiples of 4 now. So for 4, 1 times 4 is 1, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12, and this is a comma I'm putting 12, yes, and 4 times 4 is 16. So what we're doing, we're looking to see what multiples of 5 and 4 is the least common multiple in the set that we have written out. Now we have written it and none of these numbers correspond, right? So since we have written 4 multiples for 5, and 5 has the highest number so far, meaning it has a higher number of 20, and the highest multiple for 4 is 16. So we're going to add some more multiples for 4 for the column 4 until we get the least common multiple. So we got 4 4 is 16, 5 4s is 20. All right, so this would be our least common multiple, right? So here it is 20. So we have 20, and 20 is the least common multiple, right? No, you don't have to write it out like this. I'm just showing if you're not able to pick it up, all right? So we're going to come back. So what we're going to do now, we're going to draw a line here, right? And we're going to put 20 right here, okay? Which is the least common multiple, all right? So what we're going to do now, we're going to divide 5 into 20, right? 5 into 20, 4 fives is 20. So we get 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay? Plus, yes, 4 into 20 is 5 because 4 5 is 20. So we have 5 times 3, that is 15. 3 5 is 15. Is that correct? Good. And we're going to get the equal sign. So we're actually doing this part here that I showed you earlier on down here, right? So we're going to come. Now remember the rule? You're going to carry the 20 here, right? Then, you remember, this is the same thing as 4 upon 20 and 15 upon 20, but this is how my teacher showed me. It's the same thing, all right? So you're going to add 4 and 15, you'll get 19. So we have done step 1, which is the common denominator, which is a 20. We have done step 2, which is to calculate this calculation that I showed you. And step 3 now, it is a common practice in math to simplify our fraction, all right, our fractional answer. So to simplify this, we want to see, is there a number other than 1 that can be divided both into the numerator, which is a 19, and the denominator is a 20? Is there any number other than 1 that can simplify this fractional answer? No. So this is in its simplest form, and we are finished with question 1. So good job if you followed along. We have come to the end of part 1 of 2 videos covering the topic, how to add fractions with unlike denominators. Take care until then. See you in part 2. Bye. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, and share.